We're really good. As I said to the players at the end of practice, if we practice with this enthusiasm and this mentality right on to the rest of the week and take it right into the game, we'll have a great shot. Because guys were having fun out here today.
What do you think of the facilities, Coach? Good setup?
Excellent setup. We don't have to go anywhere. We're very close to the hotel, so there's the travel time is reduced. We've got everything right here, and they're taking great care of us. So, just like the Sun Bowl folks, the high school coaches and all are treating us the same way. So
you let the military in, and you had a lot of kids peering in from the Burgess football team and other places here today watching. Is that a normal thing? You have a lot of people surrounding practice like that?
Not really. Really the media, our media is the ones that are at practice usually at the beginning, and then most of our practice, all of them are pretty much closed. But because you don't want to give away what you're doing from a game plan purposes.
You're not worried about the military or the kids at the fence?
No, I think these are good people here, and we're just hoping and praying that they'll be part of our family.
I get the feeling Notre Dame might be a little more closed out there today. So.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm worried about us right here.
Coach, for you, I believe you went back to start practice for this bowl game and continue today. Has there been anybody in particular, player-wise, that you've been happy with, has improved quite a bit in the last 2 weeks, maybe two?
Talking about our team?
Yeah.
Repeat the question, please.
Just if there's anybody that you've been real happy with in terms of improvement, and coaches like to have that extra time for practice, obviously, for next year. Is there anybody that stepped up?
Yeah, I talked about this about a week ago. Guys like Corey White, who's on our offensive line, a player that's developed over bowl preparation, put himself in a position where we have recognized him, and I've recognized him. Brandon Linder's played a lot this year as a true freshman, but he's done some really nice things. I think a lot of the young players have, to be honest with you.
What's impressed you about Michael Floyd from Notre Dame, what you've seen on tape?
Well, it's not just Michael Floyd, it's their whole team. I mean, they're a good football team. And our players know that to beat Notre Dame, we're going to have to play our A game. We're going to have to play with emotion. We're going to have to play with passion. And on top of it all, we're going to have to execute our game plan. And I mean, execute it to a T. So it's not just one player that they have. There's an assortment of players that they have that makes it very difficult. And that's why I think they're on a roll right now. They won their last 3 games. They beat USC at home. They have a lot of confidence right now.
How different personally has this last month been for you than your whole career before? It seems a lot different moving overseas.
Yeah, it is. It's different in a lot of ways because now I'm not only responsible for the players that I've coached, which is the offensive line, but now I'm responsible for really the whole team. All the players, because when you're named a head coach, that's your job. Everything falls to the head coach, and so it's been a new experience for me. It's been a learning experience for me, and I learn something new every day. But the one thing I do know is when you work with a bunch of good people, it makes it easy. It makes it easy every day because you're all in it together and you're working together. So that part of it's been great. The coaches that I work with every day are incredible people, supporting all of us, and especially me. I've never been in this role before, so I'm getting help from all directions. So, and the players have responded well. So, I would like to finish this thing out really strong, and I think we'll all be real happy.
Jeff, how much does this game close the door on kind of a crazy season and open the door for the future?
I think you're right on it, Susan, with that. It kind of brings the two together. And so the players know that. The players that are leaving know that. They want to kind of hand the torch down to the younger players, and they want to see this program grow and develop. And the players that are coming back know that this is a huge game because it propels them into spring football and then next season. So, putting the whole thing together here, and you could see it on the field. They understand that.
Jeff, when Travis Benjamin is on his game, how effective of a weapon can he be?
He's dangerous. I think anybody that watches his film can tell that. His speed is incredible, and he's got really good hands, and I just know this: that guy gets hot, and it's fun to watch him. So I just think that you look back in his past history and things that he's done. I forget what game it was. We got scored upon, and then we came right back the next play. It might have been Clemson last year, where we threw an interception and they scored right away, and we came right back and threw him like an 85-yard touchdown. That's how fast he can strike. So he's a game. He could change the momentum in the game.
Do you know who your quarterback is, Coach?
We have two of them right now.
Do you have any idea of a starter yet?
No, it's getting closer every day, but we're not ready to name. It's just like I keep saying the same thing every day. Every day it's somebody else, but we're getting closer and closer to that day. And like I said, we'll announce that to all you guys beforehand.
Would weather play a factor in which quarterback you start? Because it is supposed to rain and potentially even snow on game day.
That might have something to do with it, and that might be why I'm waiting. But I just think it's wise for us to wait a minute or two and finish out these practices.
Coach, I told you that this is going to be a Notre Dame town, but there are some Miami fans. You received a letter from a special Miami fan. You've got something planned for him. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, that's on Christmas night. I made a phone call to Jesse. I believe his last name is Tovar. And as I was doing the press conference at the Sun Bowl when I first arrived here to accept the invitation, a gentleman came up to me and introduced himself as the deputy sheriff, Jesse Tovar. And I shook his hand and I was happy to see him. And then he put a note in my jacket pocket. He said, "Do not open this note until you get back to the airport." That was a little strange for me. I didn't really know what that meant, but I waited till I got to the airport and I opened the note and I was blown away. I was absolutely blown away. I had chills going down the back of my neck, and I hadn't shared that letter with anybody because it was a very personal letter and it meant a lot. I showed it to my family, and I waited till Christmas Eve to respond to that letter. On Christmas night, I called Jesse and he didn't answer. I left a message for him, and the first person I noticed when I got off the plane was him and his family. And I gave him a big hug and shook his hand and met his family. And we're going to invite him and his family out here Wednesday and let him kind of hang around with us and show him what we do here. But special guy. And he's you talk about making a group of people feel welcome. I'm going to share that letter with the team. I haven't done that yet. I wanted to ask his permission before I did that.
You're just talking about Sean Chow, understanding the kind of he's had.
Well, he's a true freshman, and he got here August 2nd. So anybody that's able to come here at that late time and still be able to learn this offensive system and be able to start, it says a lot. Offensive linemen don't generally, you can see a lot of skill players step in and play as true freshmen, but very, very often, it's not a lot. You see an offensive lineman come in and start, and he's able to do that. And really, the reason why he's able to do that is because his physical gifts are just so awesome.
How long will it take him to get reacclimated, kind of to practice and win big?
Oh, he was reacclimated today. He did some things that I noticed that a lot of players can't do.
We noticed that he started second team, that's all. But he said he was out for a while, and that was
well, yeah, this is not, we're not handing things over for free. Everything around here is work for him, and that's what I believe in. I believe football is a difficult game, and it's a game of toughness, mental toughness. And I love Miami because Miami has always provided depth and competition, and that's what brings the best out in all of us. So if that makes him play better or play harder, then we're better.
Where's he at endurance-wise from having sat out that time?
That's a great question, and that's I was going to run him a little bit today, but we ran short of some time just to get him a little more extra conditioning in. But that is a concern of mine as well.
Coach McGriff, was he out here this week? Or?
Yeah.
He's
We'll probably walk right by you.
Coach,
I didn't see him.
doing something on you personally. A little bit about your health problems right before the season started and how that changed your outlook on things. I thought
Well, it was something that was a shock. It was a sudden thing that I never in a million years thought I would be involved in, but it could happen to any of us. And so it's one of those things where if you have any kind of heart disease in your family, you've got to go get checked. You have to. Maybe I'm helping somebody right now, I don't know, but you need to go get checked. And I fortunately was, I'm usually thick-headed about stuff like that. I don't usually go to the dentist. I don't usually go to the doctor. But something just told me that I should go get checked out, and I did, and I never left, and they fixed me, and now I really do have a new perspective on life. I do. I don't, you notice my son's hanging around me all the time, and we're just, it's just kind of what I believe in now.
You talked to Coach Price at all, Mike Price from UTEP? He had the same almost exact story you do.
No, I really like Mike Price. I don't know him personally, but I know a lot of people that do know him that are in the circle, and I believe they called in the other day and asked if they could come to practice, and I said absolutely, we'd love to have those guys come over here. But I know his son's from, I used to clinic with them at the one-back clinic, but I did not know that. So when I do run into him, I'm going to talk to him about it.
He was at dinner and he wasn't drinking wine, and one of his friends asked him what was wrong. He said, my heart hurts, and made him go to a doctor. He walked in flip-flops, saying, I thought I'd be out an hour later, and the surgery later.
Yeah, it can happen to anybody. And